Amazon set to announce massive layoffs, as many as 30,000 corporate job cuts. That, according to Reuters. CNBC reporting it will be the largest cuts in the company's history. NBC's Christine Romans joins us now on set. Christine, so great to see you and talk to you. This is a huge headline, and it's sort of wild because it's one of the biggest companies in the world.
It's coming. It's coming. We literally talked about this on yesterday. I did a review just talking about the leaked memo of 600,000 jobs that normally would come into Amazon in order for them to double their revenue by 2033, that they're going to leverage AI and robotics instead of creating those 600,000 jobs. And no less than 24 hours, it comes out. Guess what? They're reducing up to 33,000 jobs. I think it was 30,000 jobs that start today, and across the board, corporate jobs being lost. And hopefully, all 30,000 of those people that's losing their jobs, they have a side hustle, they have a backup plan. Because right now, the economy is gas. The economy is gas right now with the government being shut down. Just the ramifications across the board. You have a lot of support. You have individuals, people that are literally working, that are on SNAP program, that are receiving assistance from the government, that work normal jobs, that still need assistance. And so right now, where the economy is headed, that it's unpredictable. And so I think this is going a long way just to show the impact of one of the largest providers in the world right now, Amazon. And they're cutting 30,000 people. And we're going to see what the reasons why, but we already know what the reasons are. AI, robotics, and technology, that they have a need for less people at the end of the day.
And
we'll talk about
30,000 people. What does that say for other companies across the country?
And they're cutting things like advertising and HR and cloud. They're cutting white collar jobs. 10% of their corporate office jobs here is what these reports are. Amazon, of course, not commenting, but these are supposed to start tomorrow. These pink slips will start tomorrow. And I think
right
it
before
shows
the
you that
holidays.
using AI for cost cutting is essentially the holy grail for these big companies. They want to use artificial intelligence to figure out how to take out layers in the office, how to make people more productive, and how to move some of this work to other functions, AI functions.
And we were just talking about AWS, I think, last week with your colleague Brian Chung here. Explain to our viewers, this is sort of scary. We don't want to scare people out there, but Amazon is a tech company. They're obviously invested in AI. We just had Vicky Wynn here talking about AI in the stock rooms. This is different, though, because they have the technology to do AWS, but they're also cutting through AI. And it's kind of putting those two ideas together, right?
Yeah, and it's really interesting to me. They grew like gangbusters through the pandemic, added all these workers.
So for those not familiar with AWS, it's Amazon Web Services. So think about data centers, the cloud. And so Amazon Web Services is just a way for companies to host their computer infrastructure, their servers, inside of a cloud, instead of having a big closet with a bunch of servers for all their data and information that they save, that now they host it in AWS. They have a virtual presence inside the Amazon cloud and a whole layer of different services. In order to think about, Netflix is one of the largest companies that's on AWS, and they scale all their movies on their platform inside their cloud. And so they have the expertise, the technology when it comes to artificial intelligence and how all these different companies are moving data around the globe, how they're processing their data, how the human interface and how they're interfacing with the data. That Amazon has a lot of information, and they have a lot of the crown jewels that these organizations and these companies have is inside of AWS, inside their cloud. And so them leveraging this technology and insight, they're cutting their corporate staff by 10%. Like, nobody is safe. And coming out in this job market, being laid off is it's going to be tough. It's going to be extremely tough for a lot of people.
And then realized they had too many workers, and they cut 27,000. I think in 2022, they had a huge downsizing. And this is on top of that. This is even bigger than that, Tom, if it's indeed 30,000 jobs.
And it's your understanding it's because of AI? They're figuring out jobs that AI can take, some of them?
They're cutting costs. Andy Jassy, the CEO this summer, in a memo to employees in June, said they would do everything and they would use any technology they could to cut costs. And cutting costs is cutting HR, it's cutting advertising, it's cutting some of these places where you can do it better with technology and AI.
Maybe happening faster than some people thought. Okay, Christine Romans, we thank you. We thank you for watching. And remember, stay updated.
Yep, that's definitely unfortunate. At the end of the day, it's the bottom line. I went and looked at Amazon stock price. Guess what? Their stock price didn't go down. They didn't say, "Oh my God, they're cutting 30,000 people. I hate that they're doing that to these peoples and their families coming up into the holidays." And stock price went down. No, stock price went up. And that's the thing. Like right now, no one cares about your well being and your family's well being more than you do. I can always say that. And this is unprecedented. Their largest cut in the history of Amazon, 30,000, and the majority of it's coming from their corporate client, not corporate clients, but their corporate employees. And we already talked about yesterday with the 600,000 job savings. In order for them to deliver revenue, they're going to leverage technology and not even hire those people for all this new job creation that would normally come with them doubling their revenue. And they're seeing it in the warehouse with implementing technology there. And now we're seeing it in the back office on the corporate side that they're reducing staff up to 30,000 people just because they can leverage more with AI and technology. So this is happening across the board, and they're saying other companies are going to be following suit. We wouldn't be shocked if we start seeing Microsoft, we start seeing Facebook, we start seeing Google. A lot of these other company providers, they're fully embracing technology. And the thing is, you have to understand, how do you fit into this new economy? How can you continue to grow and diversify your skill set? And the last thing that you want to be doing and coming into this current economy is having to search for a job, and a high paying job like that, to go in, because everybody's going to be reducing inventory. Everybody's going to be reducing their overall workforce. And now we're going to have a lot of talented people, middle management type of people with that skill set on the market, trying to find a limited amount of jobs because everybody's going to be cutting. Everyone's embracing technology. So I think one of the things that you have to do is, how do you create your own economy? How do you create your own economy? Taking the skill set that you learned at an Amazon or Microsoft, and take that in, whether it's starting consulting, and becoming an entrepreneur, and taking that skill set and creating something for yourself, for your own, in order to generate revenue. Because right now, who knows where the economy's going? The government's been shut down. We're coming up on 30 days of the government being shut down. I think we're going to see more job losses before we see the government come back online. And we're still looking to see what the ramifications are going to be. I just saw a article in Atlanta where it was massive backup in the TSA airport security lines. And just because TSA employees not coming to work, only having a limited amount of attendees that can process security. I was in Atlanta about 2 weeks ago going through security. I'm like, how? It's 8 o'clock p.m. Clear is closed down. Pre-check was closed down. You only had one regular security lane open in the world's biggest airport, and you only have one security lane open at 8 o'clock at night. I can see if it's 11 o'clock midnight, but the government shut down. People aren't showing up for work, and we're just now starting to see the ramifications of this. So Amazon shutting down, reducing 30,000 jobs starting as early as tomorrow. And yeah, we're going to see where it goes. But the thing is, you have to understand that you are the best CEO of your last name. You have to step up to figure out what's the right move for you, and don't put all your eggs in one basket, because corporate America is not playing. They are laying individuals off in the thousands. And the last thing that you want to do is be caught by surprise, because no one cares about your well being more than you. I'll see you on the next video.